Hey everybody, hope you're doing well, hope you and those around you are feeling well, and I hope today I can give you a little encouragement during this difficult time. I'm going to begin with a lectionary reading for this week, which is from John chapter 14. Do not let your hearts be troubled. Believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house there are many dwelling places. If it were not so, would I have told you that I go to prepare a place for you? And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and will take you to myself, so that where I am, there you may be also. And you know the way to the place I am going. And Thomas said to him, Lord, we do not know where you are going. How can we know the way? Jesus said to him, I am the way, and the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. If you know me, you will know my Father also. From now on, you do know him and have seen him. Philip said to him, Lord, show us the Father, and we will be satisfied. Jesus said to him, Have I been with you all this time, Philip, and you still do not know me? Whoever has seen me has seen the Father. So how can you say, Show us the Father? Do you not believe that I am in the Father and the Father is in me? The words that I say to you, I do not speak on my own, but the Father who dwells in me does his work. Believe me that I am in the Father and the Father is in me. But if you do not, then believe me because of the works themselves. Very truly, I tell you, the one who believes in me will also do the works that I do. And in fact, will do greater works than these because I am going to the Father. I will do whatever you ask in my name, so that the Father may be glorified in the Son. If in my name you ask me for anything, I will do it. In the very middle of that passage is one of the most beautiful moments ever with Jesus. And it is when he and Thomas are talking, and Jesus says, Thomas, I am the way, the truth, and the life. In other words, you've seen it, you know it, you've experienced it. It's right here. Such beauty. And so profound that if you love Jesus, if you claim to be a follower of Jesus, you love Jesus, then you love the way, the truth, and the life. Now that might seem obvious, but let me explain, because it's actually a little complicated. When Melody and I, it was even before we were married, we were getting ready to plant a church, what would become New Life Church, and we were looking for a name. And we were throwing around some, and one of the people who was working with us suggested that the name of the church should be The Way. Now, we decided not to use that name because we were afraid people in the community wouldn't understand it. But as far as being biblical, as far as being a great name, it's perfect. The early church, if you look in Acts, is often referred to as the Way. These were people who were a part of the Way. Because it summed up everything that the church, the early group of followers of Jesus, were about. Jesus called himself the Way. They were following Jesus, and there was a certain way of living, of being, of doing in the world. And so if you love Jesus, then you want to be a part of that way of living, of doing life. Now, that doesn't mean that that way isn't hard. It is. It doesn't mean it isn't counterintuitive. It often is. But loving the way, the unique way of love and justice and mercy and forgiveness, That is a part of following Jesus. And so is loving life. Several years ago, I was talking with a Catholic priest who was actually talking with him about birth control. And in talking with him about birth control, he was sharing about the importance of life and the importance of taking care of all life. And he brought up that he had recently been at a protest. He and several other Catholic priests had been at a protest at a prison that was about to put someone to death. In other words, he was about life, and therefore he needed to be at this place to be consistent, to be about life. And so if Jesus is life, he said, then death and destruction are our enemies. Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Life matters. Life is important. I think back to times in my life, like I can distinctly remember a time in my life where I rejoiced as the United States dropped bombs on another country. And I was like, yeah, get those people. Those are our enemies. I am the way, the truth, and the life. And over time, following Jesus causes us to fall in love with life. We're opened up to what that truly means. It's not just that we love Jesus, we love life. And we become protectors of it. I'm the way, the truth, and the life. If Jesus is the truth, then we become lovers of truth. Just as we become lovers of the way of living and being in this world, we become lovers of life and protectors of it, then we also become lovers of truth. And we fall in love with truth, and we want to protect truth and honor truth because it's a part of following Jesus. Which means, well, it means several things. For instance, if we love truth, then we are not afraid of truth. Right? If I learn something that is different than what I previously thought was truth, we're not afraid to change our minds because Jesus is truth. And so wherever truth is, that's where I'm to go. That's where I'm to follow. So even if that truth disagrees with something I previously thought was right, then that's okay, because we love truth. And if we love truth, that means we're not afraid of truth. And if we love truth, it means we are a fan of things that show us the truth. That's right, lovers of truth love things like math and data and facts. Because truth in whatever form is always good, it's always lovely. Whether it comes from the Bible or a mathematician or a group of scientists, we love truth. And therefore we are a fan of truth in whatever form it takes. And if we love truth, it means we are willing to admit when we are wrong. We have to say, I didn't have the facts. Or, I thought those were the facts, but I see from your data I was wrong. It means we have to say, we thought we knew something and I guess we didn't. Or it means we have to say that phrase that I hate so much. I don't know. I don't know. And we say those things because we love the truth. We love the truth enough to admit that we don't have it all, that I might need to learn more, that I'm not an expert on everything. And if we love truth, it means we love the truth even when the truth says things we don't like. We love truth even when the truth doesn't fit our narrative or our agenda. We love truth even when the truth doesn't fit some of our favorite beliefs. We love the truth because we love Jesus and the truth more than we love our own theology, our own political ideology. Because the truth can and should disagree with those things often. And if we love the truth, it means we have to admit that people we don't like sometimes have the truth. It means people we disagree with might be the ones who are right. And so we have to listen to them. Because we love the truth so much, we're willing to hear it from people who are our enemies. People who don't look like us. People who don't think like us. People who don't dress like us. Because I'm not here to confirm my own thoughts and ideas. I'm here to seek and love the truth. And sometimes it comes to me in forms I never would have guessed. Right now, during this time of crisis, we are, I think, all recognizing, if we've forgotten a little bit, that life is a precious commodity. We are doing things to try to love life, whether it's wearing a mask when we go out or keeping distance. The other day, I went to a nursing home and I stayed outside and followed these rules because we love life and we love those people in there and we want them to be okay. And so we were recognizing, once again, the importance of loving life. But I hope we're also discovering during this time what a precious commodity truth is. And just like life is in danger right now, I think truth is in danger as well. Truth is under attack. And so what do we do? I'll have a couple of recommendations. We listen. Yeah, we listen. We listen to people we disagree with. We listen to people we don't know. We listen to experts. We listen. And while we listen, we look at our own biases and we admit them. And we seek out people who are experts and people who have knowledge that we don't have. And we admit that we're not an expert in most areas. And as we do this, we act with discernment. Meaning that just because somebody we like said it and it sounds good to us, that doesn't make it truth. Right? The things that aren't truth often sound good. Why? Because they scratch my itch. They say what I hoped they would say. That doesn't make them the truth. Sounds good to me can be a dangerous thing. But I think most of all, if we love the truth, then we must right now desperately love the truth. So much so that we don't dare fool around with it. We don't act haphazard about it. We never pretend that it isn't a big deal. Right? That, oh, okay, yeah, this thing, it said a few things that aren't really true, but what's the big... No, it's a big deal. We get caught not spreading the truth. It's a big deal. We make it right. Because we love the truth. We desperately love the truth. Because we know, deep down inside, that if we don't love the truth, that if we're just okay with, sounds good to me, that if we don't desperately love the truth, it makes it really hard to love Jesus. Because as he said, he is